Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The close range meta here in Warzone 2 Season 4 is extremely competitive thanks to the health increase update, the TTK update. We now have a pretty solid list of close range options that are all neck and neck in terms of, what is better. Some players might prefer option A, some players might prefer option B. Today, we got plenty of options to break down though, starting first with, of course, a classic, the Lachmann sub, aka the MP5. This didn't catch any significant nerfs with Season 4, so of course it's still going to be just in line with the other nerfs that every gun got with the health update. It's still a top tier choice. It's got the speed, it's got the control, it's got the very competitive TTK as well. The setup here, really the only difference between this and the Season 3 update is the 50 round drum as opposed to 40. You want those 10 extra shots now because of the health increase, so that's kind of now a new must have on most weapons. We'll see the large extended mag on pretty much all setups here today. I go for the TCG 10 rear grip. It's going to help out with control, but I tune for the inverse of mobility because there's no mobility based rear grip in this case. The Mir 56 stock is going to help out with control and sprint speed, so two nice kind of different bonuses there. 7 milliwatt laser, or the Ole lasers, it's also known on other weapons, always running this on our close range options for the better ADS and sprint to fire. Then the Falcon barrel helps out with that movement speed and ADS speed, so this is a snappy and super aggressive build, great for mobility, and also, like I said, has that very competitive TTK. Now the Vaznev here in Season 4 also still holding its own, just like the MP5, didn't catch any specific nerfs. It's just going to take a few extra shots to kill, just like all the other subs. So its overall TTK, its effectiveness is still up towards the top and the best of the best when it comes to close range options and just SMGs in general as well, for what it's worth. So setup here, 45 round mag is the max here. That is something to take note of. You don't have the same damage per mag as the MP5, so that might throw some players off here and there. True tack rear grip, better ADS and sprint to fire on that. The Atrazat stock for the better sprint speed and strafe speed. 7 milliwatt or Ole laser yet again. And then the Cast 1 barrel here, this is actually range based. It's going to extend that initial damage drop off by a few meters, which could actually be the difference of winning a close range gunfight or maybe losing a close range gunfight because of that damage drop off being a bit steeper on the Vaz as opposed to some other potential close range options. So despite the fact that that slows you down, we gain back that mobility with the other attachments, then that one could be pretty clutch in winning you a gunfight. So certainly worth running, at least in my opinion. Now, of course, no surprise is the ISO 45. This is largely considered to be the #1 SMG in the game solely based off its TTK alone. It fries. It also just so happens to fly as well because all the attachments here largely are mobility based, so it's got all the right boxes checked, right? It's got the speed, it's definitely got the damage, and the TTK thing is insanely good up close. 45 round drum here, that's the max option, so that's a no-brainer. Sheer rear grip for the better ADS and sprint to fire. The Cheetah stock, which helps out a ton with mobility, sprint speed, crouch movement speed, strafe speed, ADS speed. You're getting so much out of this one single attachment. You love to see that. 7 milliwatt laser, pretty standard yet again. And then I go for some consistency with the Lockshot KT85. This will just help out a little bit, like if you're in a mid-range area or if you want the weapon to feel just super easy. I'm okay with the iron sights, so I go for the KT85 here. If you hate the irons, you might want to drop that for maybe a blue dot or something, whatever you're comfortable with there. But this for me works well, and it just absolutely shreds. Like, just straight up, there's no other way to put it. Another great SMG choice for the close range and even some mid-range kind of sniper support like areas is the P90. This thing has all the mobility in the world because you can pretty much just build this for mobility. You don't have to focus on anything else because, conveniently enough, especially after the health update, this comes stock with that 50 round mag, so you can go all in on the speed. That said, I do like a little bit of consistency there, so I do go for the KT85 compensator yet again, just to help out some with that vertical and horizontal movement on the recoil pattern. But other than that, it's all mobility. 7 milliwatt laser yet again. Just behind the face cam, I've got the TV tack home comb, which is for better ADS and sprint to fire. Q900 rear grip, yet again, better ADS and sprint to fire. Then I go for the light rail, which is just straight up better movement speed, and you can actually tune this for an even better sprint speed, which you don't see all that often, and then the sprint to fire as well. So this thing absolutely flies. It's one of the fastest weapons, let alone SMGs in the game, and that to me speaks volumes. I love that mobility factor, and it just so happens it can hold its own with its TTK as well. And then very similar to the P90, we've got the MP7. These two kind of go hand in hand with their overall damage stats and their TTKs. Those are super similar. The P90 kind of has the advantage for mobility. The MP7, in my opinion, has the advantage for control. This is about as easy as it gets in terms of, you know, close range recoil. This thing is just a laser beam, right? Again, I am going for the KT85. Just if I am in those mid-range fights, it's going to make it easier than ever. 7 milliwatt laser on there yet again. I go for the 50 round mag. I feel like that is sufficient. If you wanted to jump all the way up to 60 though with that health increase, you absolutely could do so. It's going to be a tad bit slower, but either or there's no wrong answer really. Whatever you're comfortable with running for that. Soldier rear grip, better ADS and sprint to fire tunes to enhance that. And then I go for the RXT stock. This will help out the sprint speed, the ADS speed, and that ever so important crouch movement speed as well. Really, again, just focusing on the mobility here because by default, this weapon is super competitive and we can just enhance its aggressiveness with our setup here. Now, as we are going through all the close range meta today, quick reminder, if you are new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications because every single day I'm your one-stop shop for the latest going on between MW2, Warzone 2, and DMZ. And if you enjoyed this video or if you find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. And as we've been talking about the past couple of days, the new WhosImmortal Gamer Advantage bundle is out now. You guys can get the custom Gamer Advantage glasses that have the tiger claw etched actually in them. Don't worry, it's not going to block any visibility or anything. It's completely unnoticeable when you're wearing them, but it's a nice little added touch. You also get a bunch of other custom WhosImmortal branded gear like the cleaning cloth. You get a nice little sticker in there too. You can go for the straight up accessory bundle, or you can go full on with the new glasses bundle as well if you're looking to pick up some new frames. Throw in code Immortal at checkout regardless of what you're picking up. You'll get yourself a nice little discount. Link for that will be down in the description below. Now, despite the fact that the KV Broadside with the fire rounds is restricted in ranked, in general Warzone, this is still a very prominent close range meta option. The fire shotgun, for whatever reason, got a buff with the Season 4 update. I don't know why, but they did it, and it's still going to be very noticeable in the close range. If you run up against one of these, it has the chance to obliterate you. Here I go for the range 12 barrel. This will extend that damage range some, which could again win you a gunfight. It could be the difference maker in winning or losing. We're of course using the Dragon's Breath ammo. As much as I hate it, it's what makes this gun the most lethal. 25 round drum, because why the heck not? The more the merrier with the spraying and praying here. True tack rear grip for the better sprint to fire mainly, but you get a better ADS there too. Then stockless stock straight up just for better mobility to make this even more aggressive. It's a toxic gun. I don't like using it, but it's definitely objectively a part of the close range meta. We do also have some rifles that are hybrid enough to fit into the close range meta. I'm sure you guys probably know what some of them are because they've been like this all year long. The 74U is one of those. One of my favorite weapons in the game. It is easy to use. It's close to mid-range. TTK is phenomenal. We're really just focused on mobility here because by default, the damage is going to be able to outgun SMGs. We just want to try and match their speed. So I got the 45 round extended mag on there. Then everything else is mobility based. True tack rear grip for the ADS and sprint to fire. Atrazat stock for the strafe speed and sprint speed. Ole laser for the ADS and sprint to fire. And then the 209 barrel for the movement speed and the ADS speed. You stack all that on top of each other. This thing's going to be much faster than it was when it first started out, but still maintain an ease of use for close to mid-range and the damage profile of a rifle. So it's kind of the best of all worlds. The Chimera or the Honey Badger also falls into this category as well. This setup, as opposed to the one that we covered in my top 10, is more close range based, whereas that one was more sniper support based. So feel free to go check that out. But this really again is focused largely on mobility. I do have the 45 round mag and the Tango underbarrel on here just because I'm okay with the irons. If you wanted to swap out Tango for like the Ravage stock, feel free to try that out and see how you like it. But I kind of like the added consistency. The recoil here maybe is a little bit more noticeable than on the 74U. Ruin flash rear grip, better ADS and sprint to fire, same deal as always with the 7 milliwatt laser. Then the Vorpal barrel helps out with that movement speed and the ADS speed as well, just like the 209 barrel over on the 74U. So this is still nice and aggressive for a rifle, very snappy, very fast, and it absolutely fries. Its TTK is phenomenal for the close range. Then lastly here I've got the Razorback, and this setup, more so than the one featured in my general top 10, again is focused on the close range. This is a very snappy and very aggressive rifle build. I am still running the 60 round mag because just with this fire rate, I feel like 45 and 30 by default is definitely not sufficient. You're gonna run out of ammo if you're fighting more than one person at a time, and frankly we get so much mobility out of everything else here that 60 doesn't slow you down too much. I go for the ERG X1 rear grip. It is focused on recoil control, but I tuned for the inverse of ADS speed. Behind the face cam, I've got the Eclipse Comb, better ADS and sprint to fire. Olay laser for the better ADS and sprint to fire. Then I go for the Komodo heavy compensator. This only focuses on a horizontal. Its cons are a little bit less harsh than one that would focus on vertical as well. And the vertical control in this I find to be pretty easy. If you knock out that horizontal movement, it's going to become much easier to use. So that works nicely there in my opinion. And as a close range rifle, this is one of the best options right now. Its TTK is honestly kind of absurd. And that being said, those are the new close range meta options for season 4. That's gonna wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video or if you found it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out to always stay up to date with all things going on in the world of Call of Duty. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.